All right, so third tool that I created here is called Vert for vertical grid, vertical rhythm, and this kind of so I'll just show you what it does. Um, it just shows the vertical grid, the baseline grid um, from top to bottom of your web page, and if you notice, you can see it in blue, you see it in gray, and what's going on here is I've created so you can either put the vertical grid on a layer above the content in your site, all right, or put it on the layer below the content in your site. And this is the reason why I did that. When it's below, uh, you can still select the text in the page. That's great. Uh, but if you're using background images or colors, then you're not going to be able to see the baseline grid um, behind what you're working on. So in that case, you have to put it above, which will show you um, the grid. However, then you can't access the text underneath. So based on what you're designing and how it's working from section to section, you might need the grid to show up above or below. Some other things about it is you can include different options when you install this. Again, this would be used during the development phase. You can use it in production, it's up to you. I just don't know why you'd need it in a production site. Uh, but you can change the color of the lines that go below or above. I'm using certain hotkeys. Um, so if I press comma comma, it shows up above. And if I press the forward slash, it'll make it disappear. If I press period period, then it will show below. Um, and I just find this key combination easy to use. But you can change it to something else if you wanted. In this case, I'm showing that you can, if you said 38 comma 38, then that would be listening for pressing the up arrow twice or the down arrow twice or pressing X to close. It's up to you. So you can pass all these options in to this vert function, or you can just pass in, you know, a single property. Something else that's important about setting this up is you have to set a line height and a font size on uh, the root pseudo selector. So the root pseudo selector is the document root. All right, so your document root is pretty much the HTML element. It's the top level element, the root element of your web page. Um, except this root pseudo selector has a higher specificity than the HTML element. But furthermore, I like to use rems when I develop sites. Rem stands for root M. And I just feel like this helps everything make more sense for people that aren't used to seeing rems. When you say root M, you can show them the elements in the style sheet that it refers to. Okay, so I make a point of doing this because I feel strongly that this is uh, the first step to setting good type in your website, um, and that's just to have a single source of truth for what the main uh, font size and line height should be for the content throughout your site. Um, so then when you use rems later on, everything refers back to one place. So if you change this, then all the spacing will be reflected correctly throughout the rest of your site. I do not like using M's. I never use M's. But this is the one piece of setup you have to do with your CSS. All right. So that's vert. I use this all the time.